Yeah, that's always a big thing here, the battle of humility.
Yeah, we've noticed that.
Yeah, it's what people always, like, they're so humble, there's arguments over, like, the most ridiculous things. Like, if someone's in a queue and they need to get into the pantry, people will be arguing over who goes first. They're like, you go first, no you go first, no you go first, you go first. And while this is going on, there's a queue of people building up.
They're pretty still there now.
Yeah. Can you describe a few of your most inspirational experiences so far? So you might have to scratch your memory banks.
Let me think. Yeah, there's lots of things have happened since we've been here.
Yeah.
My biggest inspiration, before I came to the temple, my biggest inspiration was reading books, because that's really the only exposure I had in my own home. And since coming here, it's changed to my biggest inspiration. You know, obviously associating with the devotees is good, and talking to people is inspiring. But the main one is the lectures. The lectures we basically go to lectures every day. Every morning we have a morning lecture, and we
at 7:30.
Yeah, there's one at
7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning, and then there's lectures
an evening lecture
in the evening
at 7:30 in the evening. And
just the people, the special kind of advanced devotees who come along and rotate the temples, they come along and do amazing talks. And hearing more advanced devotees speak on spiritual matters, that's the most inspiring thing, because you think that's actually what I'm here for. I'm here to advance and maybe aspire to be at that level at some point. So yeah, that's been a really inspirational thing. We were just watching now, actually. We filmed Radhanath Swami, who came when we first got to the temple. He was a really good speaker, and everyone's amazed by him.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasani Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mahavishnu Swami came along. He's really cool. And yeah, just all the Swamis are really good. And yeah, any revelations? Harinam's really good. I really like Harinam.
Enjoy the Harinams.
Yeah, especially the Soho Street ones. I mean, the daytime ones are really good as well. And then there's the Soho Street evening ones on a Saturday night.
Do you want to explain a bit more about what goes on?
Yeah, Harinam is basically a bunch of loonies running around London in Dotis. No, it's basically where we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, in a public domain, which is like in
through
this
the
instance,
streets.
yeah, through the streets, dancing at the same time, doing the ching ching of the cartels. And the tambourines and all that kind of stuff going on, and we basically chant to the public so they get the benefit of the sound vibration of Hare Krishna. And yeah, it's really good fun. It's basically, I used to go clubbing when I was younger, and it got really boring, because after you've just done it so many times, you think this is all the same, nothing actually changes, and what's the point? But this is like kind of clubbing for like the people in their 20s, maybe, I don't know, because clubbing gets a bit boring when you're in like your early 20s, and then like suddenly you want something else, and this is like the thing that's filling the gap for me, like for clubbing, because it's like going out on a Saturday night and you're all kind of dancing and singing, and it's almost like clubbing, like going out.
Spiritual clubbing,
that's what I'd call it, Harinam.
You get good interactions, I'd say, with the people.
Yeah.
When you see smiles and the happiness in people's faces, and the shock some people and surprise, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah, what are you doing? It's Saturday night, what are you doing that for? Yeah. And we've noticed there's some guy who comes along every week, and he just does this scream. It's like, eh! He just tries to do it well. He just comes along. Too many times. Yeah, he just comes along and starts screaming. So people get hyped up by it as much as we are, and yeah, it's really good fun. So that's been inspirational.
The things I'm really into is singing in front of the deities and worshipping the deities, and I absolutely love Harinams.
Yeah,
I go on 2 every Saturday. I go on the morning one, which is at 11:30, and the evening one, which is Soho Street. Ben was talking about that, which is 7:30 till about 10. Yeah, I really like Harinam. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came down 500 years ago, and he basically instructed all devotees to go out on Harinam. He said, "This is the most powerful thing you can do for me." And he goes, "This is the best way to spread Krishna consciousness." So I take that up. I put a lot of effort into going out on Harinam, even if I'm tired, or generally, I think it's good for as many devotees as possible to go out on Harinam. What do you enjoy the most about being a Hare Krishna monk? Because basically you're living the life of one, so you are one. for these 3 months at least.
Apart from the hair. Yeah.
Apart from the hair, yeah.
Actually, I don't usually have the hair down. I have the hat on to conceal the fact.
What do you enjoy the most about being Hare
I enjoy
Krishna
it
monk?
most. I really enjoy the fact that we're just constantly surrounded by Krishna. That's like the main thing. Like at home, I had my little sections of the day that I devoted to Krishna. But then the rest of the day I was like at work, and you know you're supposed to be working with Krishna in your mind, but it's so hard outside because people are. Yeah, it's not the world isn't conducive for that. It's not built so that you can think of Krishna. It's built so that you can get stressed and make as much money as you can. But yeah, I had these kind of sections of the day I devoted to Krishna. But here, it's like everything you do is with Krishna in mind. And I was saying to like Pravin when we first got here, it's nice because you can do a stretch in the morning and just go, Krishna, and then like no one actually says anything. But if I did that at home, people would be like, what did you just say? You know, what
are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Who's Pravin?
Yeah. Oh, Pravin is our Bhakta leader. Good Pravin. Yeah, he's been very good. He's you want to say his bed?
Yeah, there's his bed. Renounced monk. He just sleeps on a thin little mattress.
No,
it's not even a mat.
Even though we've got 3 spare beds, he still sleeps on the mattress.
Even though we've got spare beds with duvets and pillows, he still sleeps on the floor. That's what a renounced monk does. Yeah. It's what we're going to aspire to be like, well, hopefully.
Not yet though, we've got comfy beds. But yeah, so he's been very inspirational, and he's given some really good classes, and yeah, he's setting a good example for us, so yeah, that's probably he's our guru for the 3 months, so yeah.
Pravin Prabhu Ki Jai. I've had a few ups and downs. I had a bit of food poisoning, like Ben also had food poisoning. That was an interesting test.
You didn't latch onto it as much as I did.
No, I thought
one night for you.
I thought I handled that quite well because I was really ill for one night, but it's quite funny actually. I was just laying in bed all night with a big grin on my face because I spent the whole night praying to Krishna, and I was just looking at it. I was taking the positives from it, not that I was being ill. I was just like, this is Krishna being merciful. He's burning off some bad karma for me. Show him the upstairs.
Yeah, cool. Try to
fall off while you're climbing up here.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping for you've been frame clip here rather than a Bhakta video.
And this is where we're putting all our spare stuff. So it's just like duvets,
prisoners,
dirty mattress, prisoners. We lock all the Bhaktas in there who don't behave themselves, they get locked in the loft. Once I say to myself, I want to join the ashram, it's going to be something I'm going to commit to for the rest of my life. It's not just going to be, the latest fashion trend. Let's be a monk for 6 months and then move on to something else.
Yeah, Saffron's really in this season, man.
Yeah, Saffron's in this season. Let's go for that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
How would you say that temple life compares to the outside world? What's the main difference?
The main difference is peace. Peace. No stress. You're always busy here, which is good because it keeps your mind off certain things that you don't want to be thinking about. The devil makes work for idle hands, they say. So if you keep yourself busy, not that we believe in the devil, but it's just the saying.
It's Yamaraj.
Yeah, Yamaraj. He's the
devil.
Yeah, he's the demigod of death. He hands out the punishment for all you naughty souls out there, so be aware.
Yeah, put down that can of Coke.
Yeah, put down that can of Coke. I'd recommend a book called Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. Small little book, about 70 pages or so. It's just Prabhupada having a conversation with certain individuals, talking about, he's just asking questions about life. This table was used by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. It's Prabhupada's slippers from Clark's Haribo. But it's for our own benefit. We choose to have one day out a month, and that's just to maybe see your family, or if you've got things to do outside. So I go out once a month, see how my sister's doing, and Maya's so strong. When you're in this temple environment, you're in such a protected atmosphere. Nothing can get to you. You're just around association of pure devotees. Great personalities. Krishna's everywhere. You ain't got all these things arguments, stress, people fighting, people shouting. You don't get any of this. It's nice. The temple grounds. It's a lot of nature around. You can go for walks, and it's very peaceful. So.